Happy Wednesday. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
Well, we caught up with Hedley Thomas on the show. He, of course, was the man behind the Teacher's Pet podcast. The renewed interest in this and the renewed police interest is what has led Chris Dawson to finally facing trial and yesterday being convicted of Lynn's murder. We're going to talk to Hedley.
We have a frank discussion as well with Johnny Ruffo. He's battling brain cancer at the moment. He's got a book out at the moment as well called No Finish Line. Johnny swings by on our podcast.
The pub test, scrapping COVID isolation altogether. That's what we're going to be discussing in the Jonesy and Amanda Arms.
And we'll check in on our Ghoulies hotline. Enjoy the podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it you can't face?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But you're an idiot.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Well, hello there, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm very well, and I'm very well because I don't have to come to work on public transport this morning. What a mess. Let's take you through. I know you heard it in our news earlier, but the advice is to work from home today because the roads are going to be a mess. The train and buses are a mess.
Are they? I saw the choo-choo train running this morning from Cronulla as I was leaving.
Yeah, they're saying,
the
though,
4
I think
o'clock train.
that it's going to be even worse than a weekend schedule. There'll be half an hour between trains. That's what I saw on the news last night. And what I'm reading here, trains on the Cumberland, the T5 and Olympic Park T7 lines are completely cancelled. Everywhere else they'll be running every 30 minutes max. And drivers are only driving Australian-made trains today.
They don't like those new ones.
For buses, Region 6 is affected, which includes part of the CBD, the Inner West, Olympic Park, Strathfield and Rockdale, and that's a separate dispute.
Why are the train drivers angry?
I've tried to watch this and read about it,
I read a newspaper,
I struggle with it.
And it said that they went on strike because there was an empty Coke can in a driver's cabin.
Meaning what?
Well, that's why they went on strike.
Because the cleaners weren't
I read
there.
that in the newspaper. There was something about the cleaners hadn't showed up. And I'm thinking, well, come on, we don't have cleaners here and there's stuff everywhere we come to work. But I would imagine there's more to it than that.
Well, from what I can read here, the drivers have been wanting the government to update the new inner city fleet. This is the train drivers. The new fleet's on the way, but they have concerns about the safety of the new trains. But the state government and the unions came to an agreement on Monday to fix the issues, but today's strike is still going
hanging
ahead.
there.
And the bus drivers
Why are they
angry.
angry?
The Transport Workers Union says 9 people have died under transport system management of Region 6,
Jeez.
transit management, which I think means accidents and things.
Oh, good. Well, that's no good.
Look, I'm sure there's stories on both sides, but it's hard. People are trying to get back to work and they've been crippled by public transport issues pretty much since COVID finished.
Yeah.
I'm not saying COVID's finished, but you know what I mean, since the lockdown finished. People have been, and bosses have been trying to say, can people come back to work? And look how hard this makes it for people.
Got to get Blakey down there and Butler.
Get Butler down there. So advice is to work from home today. We'll keep you up to date
Well,
on
if you can. If you're a carpenter, it's going to be a bit hard, isn't it?
You know, if you have to go
Not
into
that
your
a
job.
carpenter goes on the train with his tools.
Well, if you have to go to work, you have to go to work. You can't work from home. But on public transport, be prepared. The trains are going to be half an hour between each train.
We'll keep
Good
you
luck.
posted on all of that. Action-packed show today. We're going to have Hugh Riminton on the show because that whole thing with the Chris Dawson being found guilty of murder yesterday. We've got to talk about that.
An extraordinary, extraordinary moment of justice.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The $10,000 question is back. It went off yesterday, and we can't do anything until we do the Magnificent Seven. Question 1.
Here's question 1. Which country's flag features 3 vertical bands coloured blue, white and red?
Podcast. We have the Magnificent Seven. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say.
Well, I hope you're okay on the trains and the buses today. That's what I will say.
But it's
On
back.
the buses.
It's about getting question 7 right, Dana. Of Beaumont Hills, are you on the trains or the buses today?
I'm in a car, thankfully.
Good. What else is going on in the world of Diana?
Actually, my school is turning 50 today.
Are you still at school, Diana?
Celebrate. I loved it so much I never left.
And
Can we wish your school a happy birthday? Where are you?
Absolutely. It's Crestwood Public School in Baulkham Hills.
what do you do there, Diana?
I'm the principal.
Oh, you're the big boss.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on you to get these questions right if students are
my
listening.
Auntie Pat used to be a principal of a primary school in Victoria, and she loved it. She used to run that thing with an iron fist.
Well,
No, she's
I'm
very
sure.
lovely, my Auntie Pat, but...
I'm sure Diana's lovely too.
Oh, do you run it with an iron fist, Diana?
No, just lots of love.
That's a love.
Well, let's see. You sound like a lovely person. Let's see what we can do and see if you can do yourself proud on the Mag 7. Which country's flag features 3 vertical bands coloured blue, white and red?
France.
Correct.
So just realised, Diana, you have a lot of pressure here, don't you? You really have to go all the way.
Said that at the beginning.
What is the name of the drink sold as a powder in a green can?
Oh, my gosh. Powder in a green can.
Yeah,
It's
so
marvellous what a difference it makes.
Oh, come on.
Milo.
You're helping, Diana.
I am
so
a
she
little
doesn't
bit.
cop grief from her students. Let's play the not-so-secret sound. What is this sound?
That wasn't it.
That's the intro.
Here's the sound. Ooh. Let's hear it again.
Good. Great.
It's as obvious as you think.
Do you think? What do you think it is? Do you want to hear it
Yes.
again?
You might have it with you, Milo.
Toaster. It's toaster popping
Yes,
up.
it is. The toast is popping.
I don't want you getting grief from those kids.
Well, the next one's multiple
how cruel
choice.
they can be.
Well, then if no one will blame you if you don't
Yeah.
get this next one right, so we won't give you any clues here. Which of these Lego sets has the most pieces? A. Lego Titanic. B. Lego Colosseum. C. Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts Castle. I think we had that one in our house. It came with a little owl and everything.
That's right.
Which of these Lego sets has the most pieces?
And the Death Star.
That's not on this list.
I know.
Can you say them again?
Yep, the Titanic, the Colosseum,
Yep.
or the Hogwarts Castle.
I think it's the Titanic.
Yes, it is the Titanic. It has a whopping 9,090 pieces. The only one with more pieces is the Lego Art World map. Oh.
And the Death Star doesn't have that many pieces,
But
really.
they're all, my son got caught on it because they're all grey.
Yeah,
they're
but,
all grey.
Same, we never completed that Death Star.
Oh, neither did you.
I went round there to help.
He was about 9. Give
Yeah.
him a break.
Well, now that he's almost 20, maybe we should complete that Death Star.
Question 5 here, Diana. Who created the Teacher's Pet podcast?
I was going to say the guy, but it's not him.
It's the guy.
More details
you know,
required.
the guy that just got done.
It's not. He didn't do the
Headley
podcast, but the
Thomas?
podcast was about him. What name
Sorry?
did you say?
Headley Thomas.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it, Headley Thomas. And what extraordinary work Headley Thomas did to get this to get this investigation back up and
Chris
running.
Dawson would have got away with it had it not been for Headley Thomas.
The early police work was terrible.
In 1997, Nokia launched which popular game on their mobile phone?
I don't know. Snake.
It was Snake, Diana.
Oh my gosh.
These kids today,
Snake.
They're all-
What happened
every
in
kid-
Snake?
the little snake went around in the circles.
I don't think I've seen Snake.
Yeah, you've
And what
seen
did the
Snake.
snake do?
You had to eat the little bits.
Oh, was it
And
like a
got-
Pac-Man
And
thing?
it got longer, yeah.
Question 7. Diana, you can do it. You can
Come
be
on, Diana.
queen of the school. Here we go. Who did Nick Kyrgios take on in the US Open yesterday?
From France. Bonzi.
Oh, Diana, you've fallen down at the last hurdle.
No, took on his best mate.
We're so sorry, Diana, but thank
Happy
you.
50th birthday.
Happy 50th to the school today.
It'd be so hard to take on your best mate. It'd be about like you and me going up against each other.
I would play out of my skin because that's the only motivation I'd
I'm going to put that
need.
loser in the ground.
Who did Nick Kyrgios take on in the US Open yesterday?
Jam Nation.
We're into the Magnificent Seven, and we find ourselves at question number 7.
Question 7's going to Tim in Penrith. Hello, Tim.
Tim?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Great.
Very well. You've come in just in time for all the cash and prizes. There is no cash, but let's see if you can answer
Great
question
prizes, though.
7 correctly. Who did Nick Kyrgios take on in the US Open yesterday?
His Special K partner and good mate, Tanasi Kokonakis.
Tanasi Kokonakis.
It would be really hard. They're best mates and doubles partners.
Imagine if we had to go up against each other, like you had to go and work at Brand X FM radio.
I would work harder than I've ever worked before to
I would make it my
squash
business.
you like an ant.
I would make it my business so you'd have the worst. You'd have minus ratings.
Oh, would I? Minus
You'd have
ratings.
minus ratings.
Yeah.
You'd be like a 2SM. You'd have to pull out. You'd have to pull out of the ratings. Congratulations to you, Tim. You won the jam pack. It's all coming your way. A $150 skin clinic voucher. The team at the skin clinic have the passion to bring your skin to life. A family pass to Taronga Zoo, Sydney. Come and discover Taronga Zoo, the zoo with a harbour view. And Jonesy and Amanda Culture Shoes, fitted colouring, and some Staedtler pencils. Tim, anything you would like to add to all of this? No.
Good on you, Tim.
Well done, Tim.
You're welcome.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Wakey, wakey.
Let's rise and shine. It's too early. Get your ass out of bed.
Thumbing through the Jamanek, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 2014, Survivor lead singer Jimmy Jamison died from a heart attack. He was only 63. Survivor had an international hit, as you know, with the release of the movie Rocky III, Eye of the Tiger. You remember all of that. Of course, that wasn't the song Sylvester Stallone wanted for Rocky III. He wanted this from Queen. Another One Bites the Dust.
Did Queen say no?
Queen said, no way, we want to be a part of your party, man. So what Sylvester Stallone did, he knew Survivor. He said, hey, guys, why don't you come up with a song?
Oh, so the song didn't exist.
The song didn't exist, so Survivor went, oh, geez, we better come up with a song. And usually suggestions from an actor are usually not what the band wants to hear. But Sly, as the band said, had a good ear for a hook. That's the chorusy part. He wrote the scripts. He came up with Eye of the Tiger. Sylvester Stallone.
Really?
Yeah. And the hook phrase is like, I'm going to knock you into tomorrow.
Is that in the song?
That's in the song.
Really?
And Adrian!
I don't remember that bit in the
if
song.
you listen very carefully,
And I will.
you'll hear it.
Jam Nation.
Chris Dawson found guilty of the murder of his wife Lynette 40 years ago. And I was just discussing this with my wife last night. That time was the time of the man. If you were good at sport and you're a good-looking guy, you could pretty much do anything back in those days.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that.
The women were compliant. The men just got away with whatever they wanted to.
Well,
do.
he was a football star who was a school teacher. He was friends with the local policeman. So when it was time for him, as we now know, to cover up what he did, it was an easier path than it should have been.
Yeah.
He got away with murder for 40 years.
And all these copper mates went, oh, no, you wouldn't have done that. Yeah, because when you think about it, if you've got a mate, you wouldn't think, oh, he's not going to kill his wife, surely. Who does that? He wouldn't do that.
What I found interesting about my response, I'd been obsessed with the Teacher's Pet podcast by Hedley Thomas. We're going to talk to Hedley on our program today. I was going to talk to Hugh Remington next, who was in the courtroom yesterday. But that Teacher's Pet podcast, when you hear that a young girl who I think JC, the young girl involved, was 16, when she became involved with Chris Dawson and then became his wife after Lynn disappeared. And I didn't know how to feel about JC, as she's known in the court. But I must say it's after reading about Grace Tame and the way Grace Tame has spoken about what it's like to be groomed and how the grooming happens, I saw that JC was just a kid who was groomed. She had such little say in what happened to her life. He was a teacher who was obsessed with her. The judge said his obsession is what led to this. She wanted to break up with him. He wouldn't allow it. Therefore, Lynn disappears. Oh, she's gone away. But she came from a broken family. She was vulnerable. He groomed this young kid.
Yeah.
Left notes in a bag. But all the teachers, that's what came out in this too. At that high school, a couple of teachers were having it off with the students.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
But that was that time. If you were like some footy hero, literally you got away with anything. And you look at it now when people say, oh, footy players, how they treat women. Now they have all these symposiums on how to treat a woman. This is a hangover from those days. You can imagine what those guys got up to back in the 80s. Yeah. You can only imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they were all like that, but there was a time where if a woman came to work with a black eye, no one questioned it. It wasn't your business. No one said anything about domestic violence.
Well, that's right.
That was, they'd say things like, it's just a domestic.
or they think the police are doing their work. It's not our place to interfere.
And the coppers were, there was a year of Roger Rogerson. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Well, yesterday he was brought to justice. He has been found guilty of the murder of Lynn. We're going to talk to Hugh Riminton next.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Well, incredible scenes yesterday when Chris Dawson was found guilty of murdering his wife Lynn 40 years ago. Channel 10's Hugh Riminton was courtside. Joins us now. Hello, Hugh.
Hello, Amanda.
Look, there were so many reasons to believe this man was guilty, and yet there was no body. All the evidence was circumstantial. So we were on the edge of our seats wondering, will he be found guilty?
Yes, it was one of those scenes because Judge Ian Harrison said early on that all the evidence was wholly circumstantial, and he explained why in law that made it a very high bar that the Crown had to get over to convince him that Chris Dawson was guilty. And you kind of felt, ooh, okay, so he's kind of laying in his excuses essentially for acquitting him. But then he went one after the other through the pieces of evidence that have been offered up that Lynette Dawson had survived beyond January the 8th of 1982, the phone calls that Chris Dawson said he got from her, the sightings that various people said they'd seen of her after that. And he just one after the other demolished each one. And you started to think, okay, all right. And then ultimately he said that he was convinced that she hadn't survived beyond that day and that she didn't voluntarily leave home. But he still then had to be convinced that she had died as an act of a conscious and voluntary act by Chris Dawson. In other words, that he killed her and meant to kill her. And just in the last few minutes, he made it plain that he believed that's exactly what had happened.
And that's a hell of a thing, because they say the most reliable witness in a murder case is the murderer themselves. But if they don't give that up, you've got nothing, really.
That's true. One of the things which was plainly the judge homed in on was that apart from these sightings, which he dismissed, there are a whole bunch of reasons why each sighting, only one he called a fabrication. He thought the others were just mistakes, or they were, in his words, frail, including one sighting in which someone saw her at a shopping centre, then get into a car and drive away. In fact, she'd never had a driver's license, for example. So he said he was happy to dismiss those ones. But the only phone calls that she allegedly ever had made were to Chris Dawson. And he said that it was absurd to think that a woman who had left suddenly, leaving her clothes behind, leaving her children behind, leaving behind a mother who loved her and that she was close to, siblings and friends, that the only person that she'd ever called had been the person that she was fleeing. And, he said it just never happened. He was satisfied that all of those phone calls were a lie. Each of them happened in circumstances where there were no witnesses to the phone calls. So to that end, he just was satisfied that she didn't live beyond that day. And he'd said that had he been convinced that she had lived, there was any evidence to convince him that she had lived beyond that day, he said that the Crown case would have collapsed. But he satisfied himself that, no, she'd died on that day.
And how did Chris Dawson respond when this verdict was read out?
Well, generally through the trial, and he has been... he's given very little away. In the last few moments, a few minutes before the verdict was handed down, it was fairly evident that the judge was not going to acquit him. And at that point, the brother was sitting next to him, put his arm around his shoulders. There wasn't much reaction. I wasn't directly in court, but I spoke to the people who were there. I was in a spillover courtroom, but his arm went around him, and that there was a kind of a shudder. His solicitor, Greg Walsh, said that he was very, very upset. That was really exposed once he'd left the courtroom in handcuffs, because as soon as the verdict was read, he was told to stand, and then two court officers, security officers, came over and put the cuffs on him and then led him away. And then the only evidence we then got of his reaction came from his own lawyer, who said that he was naturally very upset and that he'd asked that the lawyer call his wife to explain it, that he'd always professed his innocence and that he would appeal against it.
And the appeal process, where does that go now?
Well, there is, they've got to muster their appeal. They've got to go through this 4 hours and 44 minutes that was read out by the judge, look to see if there was anything in there which would give grounds for an appeal. So, it's interesting because this was not a jury trial, because sometimes you get appeals on the basis of a misdirection of the jury, but that's not the case. This is a judge-only trial. See, if a jury gives a verdict, you never know their reasons. You just say yes or no, guilty or not guilty. But with the judge, he gives his reasons. And so they must now sift through the reasons and try to find, somewhere in law where the judge was in error that would justify an appeal. So some sort of appeal they'll muster together. There was a suggestion that they were going to try to get a bail application going. The lawyer said on the grounds that he is not well and that he has cognitive issues. But even he admitted that he might not go ahead with that. There are medical facilities within the jail system, and one presumes that's if he's got any particular issues, he'll be dealt with by doctors inside jail.
Some might say that he's had cognitive issues for the last 40 years. Hugh, it's great for you to catch up with us. Thank you. I mean, it's great for us to catch up with you.
Yeah, it's such a day.
Of course, we can watch you 10 News first tonight, 5 o'clock on 10. Hugh Rimington, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Hugh.
All the best.
Thank you.
Jam Nation.
Now, there's a couple of questions that I have to ask you.
I don't answer questions.
Just answer the question, okay?
What's in it for me?
$10,000 reward.
Right here, right now, we have $10,000 for you. It's gone off once, twice, thrice, and now 4 times.
Yes, Jeff from Glenwood won $10,000 yesterday.
And it could happen for you, Fiona of Marylands.
Hi, Fiona.
Morning, team. How are you?
We're very well. You're the first one through, and you know how it works by now. We have 10 questions, 60 seconds. The minute you hesitate, the minute you're wrong, you're out, and someone takes your place. But good luck. You're ready to start.
Channel your inner Jeff, Fiona.
Okay, will do.
All right, here we go. Question 1. The Roosters play the Rabbitohs at which Sydney stadium on Friday?
Allianz.
Question 2. What's the minimum age you must be to join Nippers?
6.
Tim's in Cambridge Park.
What's the minimum age you must be to join Nippers?
5.
Question 3. What's the capital of Thailand?
Phuket.
Helen's in Connells Point.
What's the capital of Thailand?
Bangkok.
Question 4. What's the highest military decoration awarded to Australian soldiers?
Victoria Cross.
Question 5. Which company owns KO Sports?
Trevor's in Campbelltown.
Which company owns KO Sports?
Pass.
Belinda's in Greystones.
Which company owns KO Sports? Question 6. How old was Judy Garland when she filmed The Wizard of Oz?
17.
David's in Kincumber.
How old was Judy Garland when she filmed The Wizard of Oz?
16.
Question 7. Maud is a restaurant in Beverly Hills owned by which Australian chef?
Curtis Stone.
Oh,
It is
yeah,
Curtis
you
Stone.
got it, but that's where it all ended today.
I watched him on MKR last night.
Maud. And he's got a restaurant here called Margaret.
Maud and Margaret.
Yeah.
What's with that?
What about Cheryl? Why isn't she getting a look
What about
in?
Amanda? There's a restaurant.
Where's Amanda's restaurant?
That would be, everyone would want to go there. They'd want to dine out there.
You'd only get nuts.
It'll be back again tomorrow. $10,000 could be all yours with the $10,000 question.
Jam Nation.
I was just looking for my little sign that I bought on eBay. You know, that vintage wooden boat shed sign that I bought.
You thought you were
garage.
getting a wooden sign the size, did we say, of like a fire hydrant?
I was thinking it would be about 600 mils in height.
I don't know how tall
So
that is.
600 mils is about
Look, yeah,
that.
like a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
You thought it would be a funky vintage wooden sign.
And I've got a collection of cool stuff
You
in my
do,
garage,
you
my
do.
wonder wall, and I've got a spot for it. I love this. So I got on eBay. I bought it from America.
And when it arrived, what was it?
It's the size of a bookmark. It's so small, I've actually lost it. I don't know where it is.
And it's
gone.
plastic.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gone.
It's plastic. It's the kind of thing you'd see in an awful gift shop and go, that's awful.
Yeah.
And how much did you pay for it?
I paid $20 US for it, which is nuts. And the postage and handling, that was $19. So I'm in the hole, I don't know, $60, I think, for something that's dreadful.
That you've already
I must
lost.
have just got the money and thrown it in the street.
Yeah. That's often the way, though. I don't buy many things online because I need to see them. I can't determine what they are just by descriptions and a
Yeah.
small photo. Remember that time just in grocery shopping? Harley was ordering, he put in 8 cans of dog food. Clicked the wrong button. 68 cans of dog food arrived. We're still eating them.
Didn't it go through 2 dogs?
Yeah, went through them and out the other side. But
isn't this Ripley's food? This is from
Ripley's food, we've still got it. And now we've got another dog. And, it's not perishable, so it'll last forever.
Don't forget the hoisin sauce. Remember, you had us over for dinner. Helen was pregnant with Dominic, so he's coming up 20 next week. So this is 20 years ago. We were in, and you made duck pancakes with hoisin sauce, and I was going, how good's this stuff?
I said, enjoy it. With plenty where that came from.
And then we came over a few months later, and then more hoisin sauce.
We have it on cereal. Because Harley thought he was ordering one bottle of it. We've got these giant jerry cans of hoisin sauce.
That's a lot of hoisin.
Yeah. Remember we were speaking to someone and he went to order a packet of bay leaves and bought a kilo. That's like a Chappelle Corby
bodyboard.
Bodyboard. A boggy board. But it smelt delicious.
Maybe that's something the Tribal Drum would beat for. I thought I was getting, but instead I got...
Yeah, your online fail.
Yeah.
Jam Nation podcast.
I have been known to go on eBay. I've had good luck on eBay. I've bought and sold good things on eBay. But I've also, you got to take the good and take the bad. It's the whole facts of life type of
thing. And not just eBay, a lot of online shopping, all that stuff. Sometimes it stuffs up. Sometimes it's your own fault. Sometimes you order one thing and you get another, which is why the Tribal Drum is beating for, I thought I was getting, and instead I got...
I thought I was getting a vintage sign from the 50s.
Made of wood.
And it looked great.
Instead you got a plastic bookmark that you've lost already.
And I've lost it. It was in my diary here and I can't find it. It's that small, I've already lost it.
It became a toothpick.
And it cost me, I think, $60. It's nuts. Andrew's joined us.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi, how you guys going?
Very well. What did you think you were buying?
I thought I was buying a chainsaw sharpener, an automatic one that looked really cool online.
And what'd you get?
I got a fake pair of brand name ladies sunglasses.
Oh.
Well, how did that happen? What's that about?
I have no idea. I thought it was some sort of fake Chinese site that I ordered from because they weren't even good enough for my wife to give it to a gift for my wife.
Because those chainsaw sharpeners, I know the one you put it on the end of your chainsaw and you push it against a log and it sharpens your chainsaw. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
And you got sunglasses.
I got stupid sunglasses.
How weird's that?
Right. So maybe if I order sunglasses, I'll get a chainsaw sharpener.
Well, someone has.
Put that on your wife's face.
Someone from Housewives of Melbourne's opening up their sunglasses.
Well, good on you, Andrew. Chris has joined us as well. Hello, Chris.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Very well. What do you think you were getting, Chris?
I dropped my phone in a toilet. So I needed a new phone, and I went online, and I don't normally do it, but I thought, I'll just look for and I saw a phone. I'm like, this is great. This is like the latest phone. It was $600. It wasn't cheap enough to look like a Chinese one, but it wasn't, that expensive. And I thought, I've got it. So the pictures were perfect, sealed in box, all that sort of stuff, and I got it. And it was complete Chinese language, 3 camera lenses, one of them worked. Some of the buttons didn't. It was the most. I couldn't even use it. It was that bad. I just couldn't get my money back. I tried to get my money back, but I couldn't get it back.
So was it a new phone?
It was new, but everything about it was dodgy. The box it was in, how it was wrapped. You turned it on, it was Chinese music playing, and it was just
wow.
You got me. Yeah,
that's unlike China to be selling dodgy products.
You know, there's an old adage they say if it's too good to be true, it is.
It is too. And there's another one. There's a sucker born every minute.
Yeah.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
podcast.
Top of the morning. What's on the menu today, good sir?
Some sort of shenanigans.
I like to buy stuff on eBay. There's no secret about that, and I've had some wins in the past, and I'm thinking the rate of wins versus losses, they're about even.
It's like gambling.
I think they're about even.
So you thought you were buying a sign the size of, well, I say a fire hydrant because that's how I picture it.
It was a distressed, and I knew it was a replica old school sign.
But you thought it would be wood.
On my wonder wall of signs that I've got in my garage, I thought it would look great. I've got a little spot for it. I said, that fits perfectly.
Well, you only needed a little spot for it because what arrived was the size of a plastic bookmark.
It's so small I can't even find it now.
Tribal drum is beating for I thought I was getting, but I got, disappointing.
Rachel's joined us.
Hello, Rachel.
Hello, Jonesy and Amanda.
What do you think you were buying?
I was thinking of buying the medium-sized diamond dot personalised one.
Say that again. You thought it was
the diamond dots. They're little. They're like a tapestry, but with little dots.
Like little plastic dots, are they?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I got the one the size of a dining room table.
What? So how big did you think was the one you were getting?
A medium size.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Like the size of a piece of paper?
Yes.
And instead you got one the size of a dining room table?
Yes.
Maybe
what the hell are you going to do with that?
Maybe we should swap my distressed sign for your dining room table size diamond dot.
A dining room table size?
That's going to take you forever.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. I've been working since December on it.
But also when you finish, it's just big and horrible.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it?
Well, it's a personalised picture of my daughter and myself.
Oh, right, okay. It's pretty big, though. You'd be like one of those dictators from a Guatemalan country.
You'll have to move into a new place to hang it on a
You'll have to
wall.
get a bigger house.
Wow.
Rachel, can you send us a picture of it when it's done?
Yeah, I will send a picture.
Actually, can you send us a picture of it now just to see where
in
we're
case
at?
we're not still on air when it's done.
Yeah, just so we've got maybe a progress report. Rachel, is that okay?
That's okay. Yeah, I will.
Thank you, Rachel.
Shane's with us as well.
Hello, Shane. What did you think you were buying?
Hey guys, I thought I was buying a helicopter light for my son's bedroom. Long story short, they ended up sending me a little handbag, which, okay. And then I contacted PayPal and said, this isn't it, because I was wondering, what's going on. So I ended up getting the refund, but then the handbag ended up coming back 2 months later, and I still have the helicopter light.
So you thought you were getting a helicopter light and you got a lady's handbag?
Yeah, I got a little lady's handbag, and then I was wondering, first of all, I was wondering where it was, and then I checked, and it was the handbag that was delivered. I was like, okay. So that's when I contacted PayPal and said, this has been sent wrong, and I had to send it back. I sent it back, got the refund, and then a couple of months later, that handbag came back. So I've still got the handbag though.
How strange.
That bag.
It's like a strange lucky dip all around the world.
Yeah, so where's the handbag now, Shane?
Never you mind.
Right, okay. All right. And me thinks that Shane's not too unhappy that the handbag came back.
It's all right.
Mate, these are the times we live in, Shane. If you want to have a handbag, that's fine with us.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda answer the pub test. And today we're talking about scrapping COVID isolation altogether. Does this pass the pub test?
Well, interesting conversation to have. Remember back at the start of the pandemic, if you tested positive to COVID, you isolated for 2 weeks, as did your close contacts. Well, now that's been downgraded to a week and close contacts are free pretty much to go about their business. COVID is... I haven't had COVID. Harley hasn't had COVID. They're saying that we're coming out the other side of the winter peak. Numbers are falling. So there's some talk, should compulsory isolation be scrapped altogether? There is a national cabinet meeting today. Anthony Albanese has remained coy on whether there will be changes, but there is a push to scrap the required isolation. Our New South Wales Premier is expected to ramp up his push to reduce it from 7 days to 5 days. The Health Services Union said that we should just scrap it altogether.
Right.
It's been said that we're one of the highest vaccination rates in the world. instead of scrapping COVID isolation as they have done overseas, we're still holding on to it. Should we treat it like the flu and chickenpox? And no one's urging you to go to work if you're not feeling well, but we don't when we have flus and things anymore. The days of soldiering on don't exist anymore. If you're not well, you stay home. Should we do the same with COVID?
And the Health Services Union, they were the ones that were always screaming for isolation. Now they're saying, oh, we don't need it so much. And you're right, if someone's got chickenpox, when they're infectious, they stay at home. Well, you'd hope they stay.
And if you're sick, if you have the flu, you stay at home. That's what you're urged to do. And now, should this be the same? Because we're finding that this mandatory isolation is taking its toll in our workforce. People who feel okay but still can't go to work.
But I remember when I was first starting in radio, I got chickenpox, but I had to go to work because there was no one else to do the job.
Imagine that now.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, of course not. So should we treat it like those things? Scrapping COVID isolation altogether, what do you think? Is it time? Does it pass the pub test?
13 WSFM.
Jam Nation.
It was the story that had the world obsessed. 40 years ago, Sydney mother Lynn Dawson disappeared and was never heard of again. Many of her close friends and family were convinced that her husband, Chris Dawson, had murdered her. Yesterday, there was finally justice. Chris Dawson was convicted of murdering his wife. This whole push for justice was given the biggest leg up by journalist Hedley Thomas and his podcast, The Teacher's Pet. We have him joining us now. Hedley Thomas, hello.
Hi, Amanda.
Hedley, how did you feel when this verdict was read out yesterday?
You know, Amanda, it was a really weird feeling because we had been hoping for a result like this for a long time, for, many years in Lynn's family's case. And in my situation, I thought that 4.5 years ago when I started doing the podcast, this would be a just result. But when it finally happened, it was, I think, sorrowful. You just thought about all the incredible sadness that had been inflicted upon Lynn's family and her daughters and her friends. And the fact that Chris had got away with this for 40 years, I don't think there was a sense of elation, at least in the courtroom where I sat. I think in the overflow courtroom, the crowd was almost cheering. But, we just saw an old man being led away limping in cuffs like a wounded animal.
And he will never admit to it, though, do you think?
That's a good question. Greg Sims, Lynn's brother, has pleaded with Chris, who was the best man at their wedding, at Greg's wedding to Marilyn, has pleaded with him to tell the family where Lynn is. Is there any way they can properly put her to rest? But Chris might go to his grave denying that he killed her. He told so many lies in the scheming and manipulating cover-up that he effected over the years. But, if he came clean now, I know it would put Lynn's siblings and so many others at ease.
It's one of the hardest things is thinking about her daughters who grew up being told that their mother had left them. I don't know if you believe something for so many years, I don't know what difference this will make to them. But from the outside, you think surely this will make them feel better.
It's an incredibly cruel lie to be raised believing that your mother cared so little about you that she took off and didn't even bother to check in or ask after you or renew contact over 40 years. That's an awful thing to grow up with. Chanel Dawson, Lynn's eldest, who is a beautiful woman with her own child and so warm and decent and friendly and loving, she has seen through the subterfuge, I believe, and knows what's gone on here. I've had a lot of contact with Chanel. The younger daughter, with whom I've had no contact, I can't know what she's feeling, but they must both be in a lot of pain because they've lost both parents.
And JC as well, she was a victim in this. She was pretty much effectively groomed by Chris Dawson.
That's
right. I mean, she was a high school student when he made a beeline for her. He was the PE teacher at Cromer High, and he became, as the judge said, completely obsessed with her, girl half his age. And, Lynn Dawson tried to do the right thing. She saw JC as a kid who needed support. She came from a difficult family environment, and Chris said she would benefit from spending a lot more time at their house as a babysitter and then effectively moving into the house. But Lynn eventually worked out what was plain to everybody else, that Chris and JC were in this incredible situation, and it must have sped up her demise when Lynn refused to sell the house, and when JC didn't want to start a new life with Chris in Queensland. I think she wanted to live her own life. She wanted to go out with boys her own age. She was utterly just completely out of her depth with a man in his early 30s,
and he wouldn't let her go.
And you brought it to the fore because poor old Lynn, as you said earlier, was accused as a bad mother, a mother that left her two children, and she never would have done that. So thanks to you and the Teacher's Pet podcast, you brought this to the light. You have made a difference. One man has made a big difference here.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jonesy. I think the renewed effort by the police from the Unsolved Homicide Squad over the last 6 or 7 years has been remarkable, and the prosecutor, Craig Everson, did an extraordinary job through the murder trial over May, June, July. What the podcast did, I think, was raised for millions of people utter disgust and anger that the system, the criminal justice system, until recent years, had failed repeatedly to prosecute Chris Dawson over what most people could see were his barefaced lies. People remember truth, but how do you remember lies over years? So he told more lies as time wore on. But the podcast, I think, highlighted so many issues that were wrong and alarming and needed to be properly looked at. And we will probably never know exactly what prompted the prosecution, the DPP, to finally launch a prosecution where they had repeatedly said they would not. But the family's really glad they did. We had a number of drinks last night, and it was a really nice time, actually.
And deserved as
Absolutely. Well, Hedley, I know also we can find out more at theteacherstrial.com.au, still following the case there. Extraordinary work, Hedley.
Good work, Hedley.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay. Good morning. Bye.
Hedley Thomas,
so
thank
much.
you very much.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. Scrapping COVID isolation altogether, does this pass the pub test?
Well, there are pushes for it to be made to reduce it from 7 days to 5 days, the isolation. But there's also a big push, and this is from many people, including the Health Services Union, for the government to axe mandatory isolation. If you're not well, don't go to work. If you feel okay, go. Because we're losing so many people in the workforce who aren't able to go to work because of the enforced 7-day isolation. We are one of the highest vaccinated countries in the world. Maybe we should start treating it like we do with other infectious diseases like the flu. What do you think? Scrapping COVID isolation altogether, does it pass the pub test?
I think it does. Both my parents are in their 80s and they both have had coronavirus. Because they had their vaccinations, all of them, I think that's a great endorsement for the vaccination and its effectiveness. So, I think 5 days is plenty time enough, and in the future, scrap it all together.
No, I think we should keep them because it's really hard hard without those rules in place to, be able to say to your employer, no, I have to stay at home and isolate. There's so much pressure on people to be at work at the moment, so no, don't scrap them.
Yes, absolutely. 4 vaccinations in, how many do you need? Just move on with life. Everyone's going to get it.
No, I don't think so, because, it's only going to take one idiot to go to work and infect the whole workplace, and then it gets all out of hand all of a sudden again. Leave it as is.
Wow, that's some diverse. Well, not on the borderline, 50-50.
Well, we'll wait and see what the government decrees.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Well, Serena Williams is competing as we speak for the US Open. It's assumed that this will be her last tournament, so every match could be her last. Huge number of incredible people turned out to see.
She's going to retire too, isn't she?
She's going to retire. She wants to have a baby. And as she has said, this isn't a career you can continue doing if you want to have a baby.
Well, especially at the top of her game. Where's she coming in the world?
This is what I thought was interesting. She's ranked 276. I thought she was ranked about 3rd.
Well, that's not very good.
276. Why don't you just go and call that out? So you're not very good.
Well, no wonder she's retiring.
Well, also, this is why it's dramatic that each game could be her last. I'll just take you through who was watching her play yesterday in her first round.
Everyone was there?
Anna Wintour, Bill Clinton, Martina Navratilova was there, and she took along her dog Lulu.
Can you take a dog to the tennis?
If you're Martina, you can. Mike Tyson was there. Matt Damon, Hugh Jackman, Spike Lee, Gayle King.
Do they all sit together?
And hold hands like a giant famous charm bracelet. Queen Latifah.
Of course.
Beyonce.
Yep.
Billie Jean King.
Yes.
Rebel Wilson.
Of course Rebel was there because she's showing off that new bod.
Yeah. NASA from MAFS was there.
Abby Chatfield, was she there?
She was there.
She seems to be everywhere at the moment. Don't know what she does, but she's everywhere.
Well, she was hosting one of the judges on The Masked Singer.
Was she?
Mm.
Was she good?
She was good.
She was a judge.
Yeah. He come to judge. Well, let's talk about, though, what Serena was wearing for her first match for the US Open, which is presumed to be her final. She really went all out. She arrived in a bejeweled black crop sports jacket layered with a matching black tennis dress with sheer sleeves, a detachable black and gold glittered train.
Wow.
Onto the tennis court.
Just to play the tennis.
She had sneakers embellished with a diamond-encrusted swoosh, diamond shoelaces and diamond shoe tags, a V-necked dress which was bejeweled, that met a 6-layer skirt. It looked like a figure skating skirt. And the 6 layers of the skirt are a reference to her 6 US Open titles. The jewels on the bodice, meanwhile, were representing the night sky at the US Open.
Wow.
That would be pretty heavy stuff to wear around.
Actually, it's good you mentioned it because I'm just looking at the telly. She's walking onto centre court at the moment. There she goes.
Like wearing chainmail. Is she allowed to carry a lance? So we'll keep you informed as to, well, she's not actually walking onto the field right now, onto the field tennis court, but she is through to the second round. Imagine being the person that beats her. Mixed feelings there. Oh, good on you. Played out of your skin and you beat Serena. What a shame.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Our next guest became a household name when he appeared on X Factor in 2011. Here he is here.
As the sun, I wanna have some fun. Can you give me some of that yum yum chocolate chip honey dip? Can I get a scoop? Baby, take a ride in my coupe. You make me wanna shoot, baby.
So good. Johnny Ruffo has been a loved member of the Home and Away cast. He's toured the likes of One Direction with his music. We see you, Johnny, at many Save Our Sons charity events. You're a giant supporter of theirs. But off screen, you've been having the battle of your life, diagnosed with brain cancer in 2017. You've just announced that it's terminal. You've written a fabulous book called No Finish Line. And even just from the minute you've arrived in the studio, you've been cracking jokes. And it's great to see you, Johnny Ruffo. How are you?
I'm good.
You were going to say it, weren't you?
Yeah,
From the minute you walked in here, we said, how are you? I've got cancer. We go, yes, we know. You are a razzer from way back.
I am. So I can't help it because I used to be a tradie. So I'm always cracking jokes and just taking the mickey.
Always taking the mickey.
Yeah.
you're in an incredible position to write a book talking about your shifting perspective. It's a very cheeky, very funny book. But you do say that this diagnosis has changed your perspective and not all of that's been bad.
No, well, I guess for me, you have to live life to the fullest, no matter what life throws at you. And it's thrown me this, I hate to use an Americanism, but it's thrown me this major curveball, or bouncer, perhaps.
For cricket.
Right?
You've adapted that.
And try and hit it for 6. But it's difficult, it's not easy, but I'm just taking it in my stride and doing what I can with it.
Your career, you said you're a tradie. Was it out of the blue that you auditioned for X Factor? How did it all start?
Well, I loved music from as young as I can remember. And I was in a band called Supernova. And they were the ones that encouraged me to audition. They're like, oh, you should totally audition for X Factor. It's right up your alley. And I'm like, no. And then one day I was driving around and I thought, maybe I should just pop into the audition joint.
As it's called.
Right?
That's the technical name for it. It's called the audition joint. I've been to it many times.
Jonesy hangs around there a lot.
The audition joint is it's
not surprised.
It's my most hated place in the world.
In the front door, out the back.
That's it.
So I went in there and I was literally the last person. They said, we were literally just about to shut shop for audition entries. So I was the very last person to get through. And I was sitting there for hours on end, and I was finally, the room was full. There was probably hundreds and hundreds, if not over 1,000 people in there. And it just started to whittle away, and they all just started to, whittle away. And then there was just me sitting there, and I was the last person. I had some leather jacket on, probably looked like a dick.
I wear a
Describe Jonesy.
I wear a leather jacket all the time. What are you saying?
Yeah, but you can't sing.
Well...
he knows exactly what he's saying.
Just because, Johnny, doesn't mean. And then
and
they
you went in and blitzed it.
Well, I don't know if I blitzed it. I probably got through by the skin of my teeth. But initially, you don't audition in front of the 4 judges. So there's a process. You go through the producers first. And then once you get through the first set of producers, you go through another set of producers with the vocal coach, and there's several people there. The first room you go through, there's 2 producers. And then the second room, it's almost pitch black. You can't see anyone. And I'm singing, the first song I sung was Summer of 69. I remember that. I can't quite remember what the second song I sung was, because I have brain cancer.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have it back then. But you didn't have it back then, though.
You need to know he's smiling when he's saying this.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Well, the surgeon who operated on me said you could have had it anywhere between 2 and 10 years because of the size of it, or it could have been growing anywhere between 2 and 10 years. So I may have had it back then, just didn't know about it.
And you knew about it when you got those extreme headaches. You said it was like a blowtorch in your head.
Yeah, it was. The headaches were unbearable. And Tani, thank God, took me to the emergency department at RPA, and that's where they discovered that it was a brain tumour.
And if you hadn't gone in that night, you wouldn't have survived the night?
No, I wouldn't have woken up the next morning. So I will still be sleeping now.
And at the beginning, they said it's, 3 years. You're now coming up to 6, and I know there's a big challenge ahead of you. But you've said you see those years as a gift. You've been given these extra years.
Well, I did the worst thing that you could possibly do. Like, you look up, jump on Google.
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst thing you do, like, I've got a sore elbow. You look at elbow. Oh, great, I've got 3 weeks left to live.
Elbow cancer.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not funny.
No.
I've got brain cancer.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not funny. No, but if you don't Google, you shouldn't Google. But then again, in your case, we were at a function. Remember, were at a Save Our Sons function, and this was like before 2017, and you said, I've got a headache. And I said, well, drink more water. You got to drink more water. You young guys don't drink water.
And you kept giving me drinks, though.
I gave you
dehydrated
beer has
him.
water in it. But I never imagined, and I've been on the journey with you, and it's so, like, you know, when I see you, I say, and Howie, and you said, I'm out of the woods, and I was so happy.
Well, at that time, sorry to cut you off.
No, you
but
go.
At
cut
that
me off.
time, I think they had given me, not the green light, but they had given me the term remission was thrown at me, and I'm like, oh, like it was like the weight of the world was taken off your shoulders. I can't explain how elated I had felt. So, I was honestly, like, I'm honestly at a loss for words at how I felt.
But you would have been relieved. You would have been so relieved.
Oh my God!
And I was like, as your friend, I was like, oh, you know, that's one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah.
Johnny's going to be okay. And then you keep coming back in, you know, and the news, and you just think, oh man, like this is for me. It must be. How do you feel?
Yeah, right. I can't even find the words to describe how. It's just one. It's not just one less thing to worry about. Oh, I don't have to, you know, tie my shoelaces today. You know, I don't have to do chemo every other day or every other week, and I'm not going to lose my hair. Not that that's a big thing. Like, I don't care. Losing your hair is nothing compared to having to go through the rigmarole of having to do chemo and MRIs and CT scans, and then the anxiety of waiting for those results is the worst part. Like, I cannot even explain.
So it's a physical journey, but a mental one too.
It's
mental, tough.
The mental strain is almost worse than the physical strain.
But you've done it all with such good grace and such cheeky humour, and I know you attribute a lot of that to your relationship with Tani as well. But this book is filled with the pure essence of you.
I think that's what I wanted to capture, though. And I was saying to somebody yesterday, she almost wrote half the book because I couldn't remember what happened for most of it. So I'm constantly going back to her saying, what actually happened here? Because I was out of it, I think, for most of this. So she helped me more than I remember with this, and she's been through so much that I don't remember. Like, there's so many times that we're just laying in bed and I'm like we'll chat and I'm like, oh my God, babe, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And she'll tell me things that I didn't even know, and it breaks my heart to hear what she had to go through when I'm just like out of it. She's like, I had to hold your hand whilst you were going through 11 seizures when you were just in a normal ward, and every time you were going through a seizure, I had to notify the nurses or the doctors because they just didn't have enough staff on, and that's when they transferred me to the ICU because there's a doctor or a nurse on at all times. And I'm like, oh God, babe, I didn't even know you had to do that. So she was almost like a nurse. And it was horrible. I was like, babe, I didn't know you had to sit there with me and watch me go through every seizure. Because if I had to do that with her, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, while she was unconscious, like, babe, I don't think this is working.
Wow. you would have gone. I'm off for a coffee. I'll come back a bit later.
And what can we do? What can I do for you? Did you need anything? What do you need? Do you need stuff?
I've got a coffee.
You need a.
And you've got a book.
You got a book.
Let's tell everyone the book is called No Finish Line. It's extraordinary.
Because you're a great
Go
guy.
and
We want to help you. I'd like to do something. What do you need? Like anything?
No, just
like a hoodie. Do you need an hoodie or a
what?
An hoodie. You know, the one of those. It's a bit coming into spring.
An hoodie.
An hoodie. Have you seen
a
hoodie?
Like
they're like a big soft.
20 years old.
Hoodies. Hoodies are new.
Not a hoodie and hoodie.
An
He wants
hoodie.
to wrap you in like a blanket.
I just want to look after you.
With a hood.
I want to tend
I think
you.
that
Ellen
too.
doing those.
Can Amanda
like
make you some?
20
What
years
about a
ago.
bone broth
Look, sure, we will do what we can. We will give you our love,
Yes.
and we will buy you book.
and a hug? Johnny.
No, just the coffee's fine.
Okay,
Just
that'll
the
do.
coffee.
He's a man of simple means.
No Finish Line is written by Johnny Ruffo. It's on sale now in all good bookstores and online. Johnny.
Not bad bookstores.
All stores.
All stores, bad ones and good ones.
Bad and good.
Why do they say that? It's only sold in all good bookstores. I keep asking Tani, and she's like, oh,
No, it's in all the other ones as well.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
what's a shit bookstore?
That's what I'd call mine.
Bad and shit bookstores. It's everywhere. Johnny, thank you.
Jam Nation.
Cool, Dad. LOL, OMG, WTF. That's my thing.
Every day this week, we want your daggy dad stories. All you need to do is register your story at WSFM. It could be you embarrassing your kids. It could be kids dobbing in their parents. It could be old people dobbing in their parents. Could be anything.
If we pick you, you'll win $1,000 Bingley voucher just in time for Father's Day this weekend.
Paul from West Pennant Hills has dobbed himself in.
What's Paul say?
As a dad, my goal is to tell dad jokes and wait for my children to retell them to my grandchildren. 25 years ago, my daughter was learning the sounds of the jungle. We got to the giraffe. I was a bit stumped. Actually, I would be too. I don't know what a noise a giraffe makes.
Yeah.
So I said to her, it goes la, la, la. She accepted it innocently. She's a bit confused when she went to school and repeated it to her friends. Now my granddaughter is 2 and we're replaying the sounds of the jungle and I've done the same to her. I feel so happy.
It continues. Paul is in West Pennant Hills and he joins us now. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Jonesy. Great to be here.
It's good when it goes on like that. I did that with my very own daughter.
Misinformation.
Remember the song Moving Pictures, What About Me? One day I said to her, you know that song originally was What About Steve? But the record company, because what happened was the band were upset that Steve was always missing out. And they said, let's make a song for Steve. What about Steve? And then the record company said, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's call it What About Me? And Steve missed out yet again. And my daughter did a whole talk in front of the class about that.
Wow. That'll turn up in the Jalmanac before too long. That's how these stories start.
That's how it happens. Good on you, Paul.
Well, Paul, congratulations for having your daughter and granddaughter being mocked at school. You've won a $1,000 Bingley gift card. Happy Father's Day.
That's awesome. I love it. I love the show. Jonesy's my twin, I think. Everything he says is exactly what I'm thinking.
I feel very sorry for you, Paul.
Paul, a great man. You are a great man.
Well, maybe you should go and have some electroshock therapy.
Oh, don't hassle us, man.
Bingley has a huge range of gift ideas to celebrate the daggy dad in your life. Bingley, better living every day.
Jam Nation. Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the ghoulies get together.
We have a prize for our favourite ghoulie of the year. $20,000 cash and a year's supply of chocolate from Daryl Lee.
Too right.
You can call our ghoulies hotline anytime, 90617
What have we got?
Hey, Jonesy, Amanda, what gets my ghoulies is bunches of grown men riding bikes wearing tights, taking up all the lanes. They get in the way, they're going too fast to take over, they're going too slow to blend in with the traffic, and then they get abusive when you try and go around them. Grow up and get your tights off.
Words to live by. Grow up and take your tights off.
Hear that, Robin Hood?
What else have we got?
Hi, Jonesy, Amanda. What gets my girlies? What's with people who whip a step on their own lawns wearing thongs and bare feet? It's an accident waiting to happen. I feel sorry for the emergency services.
You're true. Wearing the old Aussie work boots.
Oh.
You got a pair of those, haven't
Nature's Blundstones.
Yeah. Out with the bad and with the good. If you dipped out, doesn't matter. You can always call the hotline number 9061 7984 for Gets My Ghoulies. It's 5 to 9.
Our favourite call, email or Facebook friend wins $300 to spend on dinner at the Cat and Fiddle in Balmain. This is a great pub with fine dining restaurant, great music. It's fabulous.
That's a ringing endorsement from you.
Absolutely.
You also get a Jonesy and Amanda tea towel and a fridge magnet.
Now, you bought something for your shed that you thought was going to be a vintage... Well, you knew it was a replica, but you still thought it would be a vintage-looking wooden sign about the size, I say, of a fire hydrant.
Easily the size of a fire hydrant.
What you got was a plastic bookmark that you've lost already.
It's so small that I lost it, but it cost me $19 US. So if you adjust the currency and the postage, I think I'm in the hole for $60 for this thing.
Tribal Drum was beating for, I thought I was getting, but I got Rachel from Kincumber bought a diamond dot craft piece. Have you seen these? It's like tapestry but with plastic diamantes. She thought she ordered one the size of a piece of A4 paper, but...
And I got the one the size of a dining room table.
A dining room table size?
That's going to take you forever.
I've been working since December on it.
Well, we know now what to get Ugly Phil for Christmas.
I'll tell you what, he's up next with your chance to get on the standby list, win your way out of winter to Vanuatu.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
And we'll be back from 6 tonight for Jam Nation.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
One swallow, your goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.